Hi everyone, so excited. We are starting today is September 25th and our Trip Track Zoom for those all in track one. And so excited that everyone can be on. Apologize for being just a few minutes late. My computer 10 minutes before the meeting started decided to crash. So it took me a minute to get everything up and rolling. But anyways, I am super excited for today's call, and we are going to be having lots and lots of discussion. I am the type, when I do trainings, I like to facilitate discussion because I feel like there is inspiration scattered among us. And I feel like that's when we learn the most, is by hearing from everyone else. So everyone, like, please get ready to hop off mute and be prepared to share, okay? So and I was thinking about what to talk about today, and it was actually Jackie Carter who suggested, she's like, I like end of the month ideas because it's the end of the month, and everyone on the Zoom call, I'm assuming you all have goals, right? You all have something that you're reaching towards. Is that right? Raise your hand if you have a goal for this month. Yeah, everyone. In fact, if you want to put in the chat thread, what's your goal? Like, what did you have? Hopefully everyone, we had an awesome training yesterday. If you guys missed out on Bonnie's training on filling out your map, I highly recommend that you go back and watch her training, because that is so critical in success, is really filling out and having that intention and knowing where you're going. So I love that. Someone saying they're going for senior coach. What are some of your other goals that you have? Edie, by month's end. Awesome, Emily. So good, cool. Ray, I love that. Okay, so now I want you to think about your goals, and I'd love for more people to put their goals, what they're going for this month. And I want you to think, how are you doing on your goals? So we have, what, 5 days left till the end of the month, the 30th. And are you close? Have you already met your goal? Are you close to your goal, or what are you needing to do to get there? Someone, I'd love for you guys to kind of put it out there. How close are you to reaching your goal of what you want to accomplish? So go ahead and put it out in the chat thread. Okay, and the reason I ask this is because when it comes to the end of the month, if you already don't have an intention of what you're going to be doing and what you want to go for, then what you do, like, I don't know, it doesn't create, like Dr. A talks about, it doesn't create that structural tension. And I feel like when we are with coaching, it's so, 4 clients, I'm planning on reaching. Oh, yay, Jane, that's great. So you need 4 more clients. Is that what you're saying, Jane, to reach your goal? Yay, awesome. And you're planning to reach out to 40 people. Okay, but having your intention. So if you have a goal that you're working towards this month, first of all, make sure you've told your business coach, not just your mentor coach, but make sure you've talked to your business coach and you let them know, this is still my goal and this is still what I'm going for, and get and really work with them to come up with some action steps. And we're going to collaborate right now together and talk about what are some things that you guys can do between now and the end of the month to reach your goals. So have your pen and paper out, be ready to take some notes, but also be ready to share. Because like I said, there's inspiration gathered amongst all of us. And there's all of us have tried things that may be able to be helpful for everyone else. Okay, so let's go ahead. And I want to read some of these. I'd like to acquire 1 new client. That's great. So Jackie, thanks. So you're working towards the ED. So some things that I want you to be mindful of, especially towards the end of the month as you're reevaluating your map, is making sure you know how to go through and look at your frontline volume and know, okay, because as we all know, people change their orders, right? Sometimes the end of the month, when you have like the person you thought would be ordering, sometimes it changes. So kind of preparing right now, okay, go through your list of people. Who are your for sure's? Who do you know who's going to go through? And then depending on where that's at, what do I need to do to help? For those of you who have, because I know everyone on this track is working towards ED and one senior coach, right? So if you have any coaches on your team, this is the time that you want to check how your coaches are doing too, and see how close are they. And then when you see how close they are, decide, like, talking to them now, what do you want to accomplish and how can I help you? Because if you reach out to them on the 30th, it feels really pressure, like, so now is a perfect time to just kind of reevaluate, one, where you are, and also reevaluate where your coaches are, and decide, am I ready to run? Is this what I want? What do I want to do? And what do I want to accomplish between here and now? And before we go into all the ideas and things, I kind of want to share, I had a goal that I was reaching for a few months ago. And I remember looking at my goal, and I just remember feeling like it was impossible. Like, I felt like I had worked really hard all the month, but it was just going to be out of reach for me. And it was really kind of devastating. And I remember just like, my total energy left me, and I just didn't have the energy. I was like, well, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to work. And it was really interesting because I talked to my sister, who's a life coach, and I was telling her, and I just was really discouraged. And she's like, Marcy, but what if it did happen? What if you did just give it your all and see what happened? Like, what if it did? And it was really interesting because something just clicked in me. And that I went from this like desperation and sorrow and like, oh, I'm not going to get there, to, well, what do I have to lose? By putting my all into it. And the next 2 days, I set out a game plan. I knew who I was going to contact and what I was going to do. And I had reached out to different people. And I was just excited to see what was possible. And it was really, really fun. And I had a blast. Like, those next 2 days were so fun for me because I went arm in arm with my business coach and I worked on it. And you know what? I'll be honest, I didn't reach my goal. But what was so cool, that reaching my goal at that time really didn't matter as much as that I put in the full effort into it. And that it was more important to me that I didn't give up on myself than it was an actual. Any one of you have had that experience? Maybe not, but okay. Now I want people to start hopping off mute. So let's talk about some end of the month ideas to get things rolling. Okay. So first of all, Thursday, for those who are local, there is an event going on Thursday at Sandy's Boondocks. So I would see if you have, whether it's a local event, if you're here in Utah or wherever you are that you live, create an event. Like, it's not too late to create an event to go to and start inviting people. So, and there's also the Zoom calls. So the Coach Explore Zooms. There's one, I know there's one tomorrow. How many, does everyone here know how to check the Coach Explore Zooms? Or should I say, is there anyone, do you guys know how to check the, not Coach Explore, the Optavia Explore calls? Do you guys know how to access those? Okay. What's so cool is you actually have several available right now. There's one tonight that's company-wide that you can invite people to. There's some Team Explore Zooms on Thursday, both in the morning and in the afternoon, that you can invite to as well. And if none of those times work for you, connect with your mentor coach and say, hey, I want to do an Explore Zoom, or I want to just do a presentation to let people know what I'm doing. And what's so cool, talk to your mentor coach. Zoom actually has an ability to live stream on Facebook. So if you wanted to, I know several of your mentors have, or if you already have your own Zoom room, you can use Zoom and do like a trilogy presentation or Octavia Explorer, like what they've done, and do a Facebook Live with that and start getting the word out there. So there's one idea. So create an event or invite to event if you have one. There's one idea. Okay, I'm going to open up because I want to hear some more ideas from you guys. What are some things that help you at the end of the month, or some last month ideas that you're doing? I know, Jane, you had said you're contacting 40 people, right? Was that right in the message thread? What are some things you're doing to help to reach out? I want to hear.
So I just listened to a webinar thing that Jamil Frazier did.
Awesome.
I don't know when he did it, but and I'm sure that we've done it before, but this is the recent one I listened to. But he just said to like reach out to people and like do the get the word out call. But instead of being like, hey, can you do me a favor and let me explain what I do, it's more of like, oh, what is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's more of like, hey, I have, let me just read it because it's just better that way.
Love it.
So it's just like, hey, I haven't had time recently to work with new clients, but 3 spots opened up for me to really invest in them. If you know anyone who is looking to get healthier or lose weight, come off medications, and wants somebody to show them step by step how to do it and work with them, would you mind sending them my info? And just like sending it out to everybody, and you're gonna get the people who like don't respond or whatever, but if they respond, then you just say, hey, thanks, is there a time this week where I can just remind you about what it is I do, and then tell you what to send them. And I've gotten some good responses and been able to talk to more people that way, but I'm planning on sending that to like, 40 more people so that I can really get on the phone with them, because I don't know, I really want to go on that cruise and I want to help more people.
Hey, it's good to have that motivation. I love that idea. And that is super, super helpful. So using Facebook Messenger, getting the word out. Awesome, awesome. Okay, anyone else have some end of the month ideas of things that either you've done or that you want to do?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi, I'm Jessie Schmidt. One of my goals for the end of this month was to become certified, and it's an easy way to make an extra 3%. And so that was one of my goals, and I did reach it.
Yay! Way to go, Jessie. That's so awesome. Yeah, there is so much power. If you're not certified yet, highly, highly recommend. And it's really about, how have you liked going through that certification process, Jessie?
Well, on my end, it was a little stressful. I do work full-time as a physical therapist assistant.
Wow.
And then I have 2 little ones, and I'm just kind of doing this health coach thing on the side in my spare moments here and there. Mm-hmm. Between my medical background and then just I printed out all the study modules and then used the Habits of Health book to refer to while I was taking the test, and I was able to whip it out, and I think it was between 2 or 3 hours while my kids were sleeping. And it was relieving that I passed the first chance, but it's awesome. Now I'm making an extra 3%.
Yeah, that is awesome. Wow, what a simple way to increase your pay is by getting certified. I love it. That is great. Okay, so let's talk about what are some other things. So we've talked about Facebook. So for those who have participated in like I know there were several people who participated in Kirtley's Tone the Tummy group, or if you've done any challenges, like really now's a good time to follow up with anyone who joined that isn't a client, and maybe offer, if it feels right. Here's something that's really can be helpful, is if you are really close to a goal, offering scholarships. So that's when you yourself put wellness credits towards someone doing the program. Let me give a little advice with this though, as you use it, that be careful not to overuse it. That it's really, really good to use it, especially when you're just a few clients away. But I have found, me personally, I remember there was one time I gave like $150 scholarships when I was a brand new coach, and I gave several away, and it was really interesting because what I found, that of those 5 people I gave scholarships to, only one lasted more than a month. Because I found when people aren't willing to sacrifice, and if they're really not ready, they're not going to stick with it. And so, I think scholarships are awesome tool to use, and that's not to say everyone won't use it, but just be wise in when you offer it, because we really want people to be ready. And maybe that's just exactly what they need to make that decision. But talk to your mentor coach about using scholarships and deciding if it's a good fit, of when is a good time to use them and how to utilize it. But there are some awesome Facebook posts you can use to get the word out and think, oh, I'm so excited. I have room for 2 or 3 more, like for 3 new clients, and I have a special offering for new clients within a $50 scholarship. Some people put like contingencies with those scholarships. That my husband and I, what we've done in the past is we do like a 3-month scholarship, that they get $25 their first month that they order, and then they get $25 for the second and third if they've checked in with their coach each week, if they've read a chapter in the Habits of Health book each week, and like if they've met, like we've had like a Google form that we've had them fill out. So that way it really is a scholarship, and that they only get, so they get $25 the first month, and then they can get $25 for the next 2 months, but only if they've done X, Y, and Z. And what I found is it saves me $50 if they don't do it. So I can do that initial 25, but they only get the rest of it as if they do their part and follow through. So there's some ideas on some scholarships. Anyone else who's used scholarships that have found how it's been helpful for them to utilize, or if anyone wants to share in that way.
I've used that ploy a couple times, and it's been successful. I got 2 or 3 clients at the end of last month, and I'm hoping for 1 more client this month, so I might have to put it out there again. But
yeah, and sometimes you can do like Facebook posts, or maybe sometimes, like, rather than doing a Facebook post at the end of every month, maybe just targeting those who are like hot, what I call your hot leads.
yeah, that would be a great idea.
So that way you don't have to post it to all of Facebook, but hey, you know that there's 10 people that have been asking or been liking, like, look at your Facebook posts. If you've been posting before and after pictures, those are great people that you can reach out to. Chantel, did you want to add anything there?
Yeah, I do. I've never posted about a scholarship on social media, but what I have done that has worked is it's all in how you posture it to people too. If like, for me, what has worked is individually calling those people that are on the fence. And everybody likes a good deal, right? And not everyone's going to do it, but I think that there is a lot to be said about like, oh, if they're to the point where they're willing enough to do it, and that just kind of bumps them over the edge, then then maybe that is. And I like that, like $50 off is a place where they are probably going to do it sometime in the future anyway without the scholarship, but this might just create some urgency. So the way that I like to posture it is, I have been thinking about you, and I'll pull out their health assessment and look at like what areas, like what they told me, and let them know that I remember those areas. Like, I know that this is important to you to lose 30 pounds and to do X, Y, and Z. And I want you to know that I have complete faith that this is going to happen. And I don't know if the timing's right, but if this is the timing for you, let's do this. And I thought of you first, of somebody who this might benefit financially.
Yeah. Oh, Chantel, I totally love that wording. And I also love the fact, really think about your health assessments, and making sure that you have taken really good notes in those health assessments so you can really personalize that to them. So awesome, Chantel. I appreciate that. Anyone else have any comments that they want to add to that? Okay. All right. So we've talked about utilizing scholarships. We talked about events. What are some other things that you guys have done for the end of the month that have helped you in that last end of the month, some end of the month ideas? I want to hear a few more for you before I add to it.
I don't know if you already talked about this, but sometimes just doing a post that creates a lot of interest, like it's 90 days before Christmas today or something. I mean, it seems like it is. It's September 25th, but you know, it's 3 months before Christmas. Like, if you couldn't fail, how much weight would you want to lose? And then like 0 to 10, or you know, 11 to 20, or whatever, something like that, where they have to answer, because people have to answer a question on social media. If you ask a question, people have to answer. And then it creates conversations. And I message them and say, hey, I know you said in my post that you wanted to lose 30 pounds by Christmas. Like, were you serious about that, or were you just throwing it out to the universe? And I always set up health assessments from that. They're like, no, I would totally do it if I knew I could. I just think that I just don't know if I really could. And I'm like, let's chat. I have some ideas. Like, here's my phone number. What's your best number? And then have health assessments. Like, you guys, there's a whole week before the end of the month practically to just like create interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Those health, that is an awesome post idea. Even, I know Kurtley a while back had done and I've done with creating a focus group. Like, I need 7 women or 7 men or 7 people. And I'm going to create a focus group. And I loved how she had done the wording on that, that it wasn't, she didn't create a message thread for them, but that she was just ready to focus on 7 people. And just the wording she did on that was really, really awesome. And I don't know if that's, Amber, do we have that wording somewhere on the Facebook training or in Simple Systems on Facebook posts? But anyways, talk to your mentor coach. Chances are your mentor coach knows where to find that post or has used it and can copy it and send it to you if that's something you want to look at. And same with what Amber was sharing, because those are some great ideas. So creating interest with the Facebook posts, creating your own.
Marcy?
Yeah.
I just want to say something with that. Sorry if I'm talking too much, but
Oh, you're great.
I just want to say that the end of the month, we have a week till the end of the month. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but like sometimes that urgency of like end of the month, of like if you are going for a goal, sometimes that creates a little bit more courage in you. And that's a good thing. Run with that, right? And if you listen to Amber, what she said, and you go, oh, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been messaging and getting on the phone. Like, just try it for the next 7 days. Just seeing how courageous you can be when you have this goal in mind, and just see how that feels and see what comes of it. Because I'm pretty sure that's how it started for me. Like, you know what? I really want this. Okay, I'm willing to actually get people on the phone now. And then once I got them on the phone, I was like, oh, that works. Now I'm going to do that all month. So this is like the perfect time to start just playing around with that.
And what's so cool is whatever horsepower you put into the end of the month, whether or not you reach your goals, it moves into next month. Like, there's some magic that happens in putting that horsepower in now. And I think it's really helpful to set your intention, but set your decide how much time am I going to give into this? What do I want? And like I said at the beginning, really link arms with your business mentor. Not just your mentor, like talk to your mentor, but link arms with your mentor who can really help you focus that power and those activities to get you where you need to be in reaching those goals. Okay. Anyone else want to share some end of the month ideas. We have 3 minutes left. And I feel like we've done some great ones, but does anyone else have one that they want to share that they've used? Or did we
Okay.
just?
So I have not like done this yet. I'm doing this now, so we'll see how it goes for me. But I'm following up with people who I've done health assessments with that didn't get started. I've been given some different ideas from my mentor coaches to do that. But yeah, just following up with those people because I've had lots of people who were like, yeah, I'm totally interested, and then nothing ever happened. So that's my plan for the end of this month.
Yes, follow-up is huge. I love that, Ray. Yeah, really going back, kind of like what Shan was saying. I remember your goals. I remember what you want to accomplish. How is that coming? How are you doing with your goals? I actually, one of my friends who I'd done a health assessment with in February, I was reaching out to her, like thinking of your hundreds list, and I'd reached out to her, and I was kind of scared to ask her for some reason. And my friend's like, you know what? I'm just going to ask, how are your goals? You told me about this. How are they going? And she's like, oh, and she put this frown. She's like, I'm not even close. I'm like, let me help you. You know what? She signed up that week because I followed up and I cared enough to ask, how are your goals? How are you doing? Because sometimes people really want to know that you actually do care about them reaching their goals. So following up with them, I love that, Ray. What a great thing to do is to focus on that follow-up. Okay, anyone else have any last tidbits or advice to share for the end of the month?
I'll share something. So something that gets overlooked a lot, I think, are maybe clients who have gone into maintenance and who aren't checking in as regularly anymore and maybe have let some bad habits creep back in. And so I found that when I reach out to them and say, hey, let's, I'm doing a kind of a text string. We're kind of getting a group together of those of us who want to get back strict on the 5 and 1. And it kind of generates some, yeah, you know, I've been needing to do that. And generally, I mean, you're doing it from a place of concern because you want success for them. But generally, you get a couple orders out of that, of people who've kind of let things go and have just kind of been meaning to get back in the saddle, but who haven't. And so that was something that worked really well last month about this time, was just kind of circling the wagons with some of those clients who had gone into maintenance and I hadn't heard of in a little while. So
Brittany, I love that. That's a great idea. In fact, not only are clients who are in maintenance reaching out to them, but reaching out to our current clients and asking for referrals. Like really, and even utilize everyone else around you to network and asking them, who do you know that's wanting to get healthy? You could even give like a $25, like a fall in love with your health coupon for the end of the month to all your, say, hey, if you refer a client or someone, a friend or a family member, if you know anyone, I'll offer a $25 scholarship at the end of this month for them, and I'll give you a $25 referral credit. So utilizing your clients and even like utilizing your family and friends of people who may do Facebook posts for you and share, hey, my sister-in-law, my brother, so-and-so is a coach, and they have spaces for new clients, or even having your clients share their before and after pictures and offer like a $10 cash on account. Hey, do you mind sharing your journey and your success and tagging me in your post? If you do that, invite them, like see what they're going to post on Facebook. Help them write that post and create that post, so that way and then help them know what to say, because not only are you going to be helping them and hopefully getting referrals, but you're actually setting yourself up for a potential coach, which is awesome, because when everybody starts commenting like, whoa, you look amazing, you're going to be able to help them see the possibilities of coaching. So anyways, there are some ideas for you. Anyone else have anything they want to share? You know what? We are up on time. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and end the call. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. And I just feel like I said before, inspiration is gathered around spread among all of us. And hopefully you've gotten some ideas of things that you can put into action. But I would say if you have some goals between now and the end of the month that you really want, link arms with your business coach. Call him, talk to him, say this is what I want to do, and come up with a game plan and let them know I have an hour today, 3 hours tomorrow, a half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is, the time you have. So that way they know how to best help you and move forward. So anyway, thanks so much for hopping on.